Good morning. It's Wednesday. I'm Wayne. Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne. Today, first the sponsor. Can't forget the sponsor. This event is brought to you by the Real Estate Business School, our favorite sponsor. Why? Because you don't just get a license, you learn to use it. This is a learn to use the part. Well, what does that mean? Well, what that means is tens of thousands of people get into real estate every year, and nines of thousands leave. So the attrition rate in this business, even though it's the best business in the world, is around 80 to 90%. And the reason why is don't go anywhere because they get a license, but they don't know how to use it. And your license guarantees you nothing. Those of you that have been in the business know it's a tool. It's like any other tool. If you don't know how to use it, it's worthless. So there are three steps to me in any business, no matter what business you're in. The first step is to get a technical education, learning the facts, the business, the actual processes, what to do, how to do it. But then you have to have a business education. And if you want to get wealthy, you have to have a financial education. So to me, it takes three types of education: technical, business, and financial. And the reason I think that is because I see a lot of people with a lot of degrees, and a lot of diplomas, a lot of accolades, and no money because they don't understand marketing, which is the most important skill to have. Some people say sales, but I disagree. I think it's marketing because most people hate salespeople. So you don't want to be a salesperson. You want to be marketing. What's the function of marketing? To educate. Most people don't mind being educators. They don't mind helping people. They just don't want to be salespeople who sell people for a commission. It's weird, but that's the way people are. And then the model that we've used is the model that we've watched and observed that the wealthiest people in America have. The model is they make their money in business, but they hold it in real estate. So that's it. So to me, marketing is the number one skill to have, not sales. So negotiations is simply finding out what people want and helping them get it. So we got a great course in negotiations and a lot of games we play to drive the point home. But again, it's business education, marketing skills, negotiations, customer service, production, systems, bookkeeping, accounting, six components of a business. That's why we built this. So this comes from the book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate and Have a Life. And then this is the business blueprint. So I've shown you this before, but this is the real estate business blueprint. We've got one for business owners too. And this shows the six components of a business and the definition and goal of each. And the function or purpose of our business is to teach people how to unlearn what they learned in school, which is be good, do as you're told, make good grades, get a good job, work hard. There's how to be an employee. That's a product of a public education system. And what we teach is how to be a good employer. So the school system teaches you how to get a good job, and we teach you how to build a good business. And the school system teaches you how to climb the corporate ladder. We say build your own. So this is how you build a business, and that's what we're going to go into today. Is this function called marketing. And the reason I say that is this: there are two sides to a business. So here's what's going to happen based on my observations. So this is what I've seen. The customer that we're all working to get is going to go through 5 steps. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to make a decision. And we're going to walk through this step by step. We'll have a recording if you want to watch it later, so don't fret, but take notes. They're going to make a decision. Then they're going to take action. Is the second thing they're going to do. The third thing they're going to do is make another decision. Then the fourth thing they're going to do is make another decision. And then the fifth thing to do is take another action. So it's decision, action, decision, decision, action. It's the journey everyone goes through. Even you do it when you're out there buying products or services. So there are two sides to the business, and they both have to perform perfectly. The two sides are outside perception and inside systems. They both have to work in sync. Oftentimes, a company will have fabulous, fantastic, incredible products and world-class services, but they don't know how to tell their preferred customers about it. They don't have a marketing plan that works. They don't understand the four tools of marketing or the four-step marketing formula. So they go nuts because even though they have a fabulous product or service, they're not enough sales are generated because they fail at marketing. So marketing is the number one skill to have. Then there are companies with great marketing who sell all day long, but only once to each customer because they're great marketers, but the product or service is inferior. It doesn't matter what the marketing promised. If it doesn't meet expectations, the customers don't return. And sometimes even worse, they tell others not to go there. And so to me, if you have an inferior product or service, the best thing you could have is a stupid customer. Or to be politically correct, let's just call them uneducated. The best thing you could have if you really suck at what you do is an uneducated customer. But if you have a smoking hot product or service, it really adds value. People benefit when they consume it. Then the best thing you could have is an educated customer because they know the difference. Okay, so to me, what business are you in? Education. And no matter what business you're in, if you don't have some degree of education involved into telling people what you do, how you do it, why you do it that way, and the benefit to them, because that's what people are asking. What's in it for me? Why should I do business with you? Why should I give you my money? It's a variational thing, but these are the questions. That's really one question asked different ways that people want to know. I mean, I just found out my accountant's computer won't support newest software upgrades, so I got to go buy a computer. Now, that's not as easy as it sounds. It's simple. Go buy a computer, but what kind of computer? Which computer? Do we still need HDMI cables? Do we need outlets for that? How many HDMI outlets is this new laptop supposed to have? How many USB ports? Is the new USB port or the old USB port? Because they keep changing too. So all the connections change. All the laptops change. All the specs change. Everything changes. What do I need to buy the right computer? Right. A quick primer and education on what I need and then what this particular unit will do. So I'm going to hate my life for a little while because I got to go buy a laptop. There goes the afternoon shot in the butt. But you feel me? It ain't easy being me. I get to buy a computer. Some people are like, yay. I'm like, I'd rather stick a fork in my neck. May I have another? uh, so the real estate business school has showed you this. It shows the six components of a business and the definition and goal of each. So what's the most important? Marketing. There are two reasons why. One is the engine that drives leads to your business. And the second reason that marketing is the number one skill to have is because if the marketing is good, the sale becomes easy. If the marketing is poor, the sale is hard. So people can't market, so they revert to sales, and people don't like salespeople because they don't like being sold. They'd rather be educated so they can choose. And so the job is to educate them. And in your education, it positions you as an obvious choice that they choose. So what's the definition of marketing? It's getting known. And what's the goal? The prospect makes contact. So what are we taught to do when we get into the real estate business? We're taught to chase people hoping they choose us. But if your marketing functions properly, people chase you and you choose them. You don't want to list everything that's not nailed down. Some people say, just go list everything that's not nailed down. No, 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 no. There are some customers you don't want. We've had to ask a few to go away. No, for real. We actually told people, don't come back, don't call, lose our number, don't darken the door. In a sense, it sounds cocky and arrogant, but it's because they abuse staff. You can't abuse the people who answer the phone who get paid to help you. And if you're nasty to them or mean to them or curse to them, they're going to ask you to go away, as should be the case. So we're taught to chase us hoping that they choose us. Instead, what we teach is how to use the law of attraction. And when you have the law of attraction, you get mass. And you get more mass you have, the more attractive you become. The more attractive you become, the more mass you gather. So this is called database or customer base. So how's that done? It's education. Why should they hire you? Why should they buy from you? So to your realtors out there, just a little hint. I know the market's been smoking hot. You don't have to do any marketing. It's more like announcements. Announcement would do it. A sign in a lot box would do it. Market's changed. Now we need to go do marketing. First thing you want to do is throw away all the sold signs. The first thing every realtor should do is throw away the sold signs. Why? Because no realtor ever sold anyone a house. Ever. Never in the history of the world has anyone ever sold anyone a house. What they do is they find buyers who want to buy a house, or they find sellers who want to sell a house. And let's pretend it's a buyer. They take the buyer, they interview them to ask them, where do you want to live? What schools? What area? Where do you work? Is shopping important? And they get all the criteria. They put the criteria into multiple listing service. Multiple listing service spits out a list of homes that match that criteria. Buyers then take these agents and take the buyers, poke them off in the back seat of the car, and drive all over Hell's Half-Acre going, how about this one? How about this one? How about this one? And they're waiting for the buyer to go, stop, I'll take this one. The realtor didn't sell it. The buyer chose it. Take away the sold signs, throw them in the dumpster, get a new one that says, this home was chosen by the Smiths. Because that's what happened. So now that we know that, what business are you in? Education. What are the 4 tools to marketing? 1, unique marketing position. 2 is direct response. 3 is risk reversal. And 4 is back end. Which is most important? Unique marketing position, UMP. You've got to have a unique marketing position. Why? Because you're either unique or you're the same. There's no differentiation. There's no other gray area. There's no this or that. It's the same or different. That's it. You're unique or you're not. So a UMP is a sentence, phrase, or paragraph that elevates, separates, differentiates, and distinguishes you from all the other businesses and competitors, and positions you in their mind as the obvious choice and keeps you from competing based on price alone. It makes the competition irrelevant, and it answers the question, why should I do business with you? And it leads the customer to conclude, I'm going to do business with you. That's a UMP. It's the most important tool under marketing, which is the most important skill. So if you have a good marketing campaign and you have to articulate the benefit to others, then you will, chances are good, this will increase your sales dramatically. So marketing is the number one skill, unique marketing position, the number one tool. So the definition of marketing is getting known. The goal of marketing is prospect make contact. What do you want to be known as? What position do you want to occupy in the prospect's mind? And how do you position yourself as the obvious choice? How do you get the prospect to contact you? Your UMP makes you unique. Okay. So generalities and platitudes. When you start creating your unique marketing position, just understand that the UMP, your marketing, your company, is a solution to the problems that your customers are having. A business has 3 purposes. The first purpose of a business, as I said earlier, is to give you your life. And I've seen lots of realtors and lots of business owners in general. First of all, if you're working by yourself, you don't have a business. It's called a sole proprietorship, keyword, bad word being sole. If you can't leave it for 30 or 60 days and have it run without you, it's not a business. It's a sole proprietorship, which means everything's up to you, which is not good. It's actually not a very good paying job. You might as well go get a job. You might be better off. At least you have benefits. I know, I said it again. A business, okay? It's got 3 purposes. The first purpose of a business is to give you your life. Do not give your life to the business. It will not repay you in kind. The purpose of a business is to give you your life. So the first one we suggest in our trainings is to design your life. Because if you don't do it, somebody's going to be happy to do it for you. So design your life, then you design it. Hey, you don't have to design the business. You don't have to design the business. We did that for you. All you have to do is design your life. We'll teach you the rest. It's your life. I mean, you get to do what you want for now. But hurry. With me so far? Second purpose of the business is to solve a problem. So UMP is the answer to the problems that your demographic, your target market has. So what problems do people have selling houses? Well, they didn't have one a few months ago. Now they got some because buyers can't afford them anymore. Oh, buyers have problems too. They can't afford houses. So now we have these two problems to solve. Get buyers, get buyers, uh, help sellers sell houses, make them more affordable. How are you going to do that? Lower the price? Well, you could do that, or you could just do what everybody else does in America: is provide financing. Because how do Americans consume goods and services? Financing. You make me like it. Show me a way to cram it in my budget. I'll take it because I'm an American. It ain't how much; it's how much a month. How much is it per month or total? Well, the house is 500,000. By the time you get through paying for it, it's going to be about 800, 900,000. 800,000. I thought you said 500,000. Well, I have interest costs and maintenance and repairs and taxes. And it's going to cost you a buttload of money. Really? I was thinking 500,000. No, no, no. It's going to be double that. Really? Yeah. I changed my mind. I think I'll rent. So that's why I don't tell anybody that. That's why realtors don't tell people that. Instead of just say, how much is the house? What's your payment? 2,000 a month. Oh, it's 2,000 a month. Really? Yeah, it's affordable. Can you pay 2,000 a month? Oh, yes, yes, I can. Well, good. Here's your house. Look at all the stuff people buy. Look around your house right now. Most of the stuff you bought was to solve a problem. Do you have a fireplace that you cook at? No. Are you bringing wood in from the outside to warm up your soup? No. Why? Because you're this thing called an oven. An oven. Yeah, it's built in, right? Yeah, built in oven. Of course it is. Well, of course it is. Well, that wasn't a few decades ago. It wasn't a given. That was an upgrade. Oh, you want an oven inside? Yes, please. When's the last time you hauled wood to warm up your stove or your food? You don't. It's over. Microwaves, ceiling fans, air conditioners, automobiles, cell phones, the toaster, the air fryer, whatever it is, the frying pan, the spoons, all these were designed, built, and provided for you to solve a problem that you have. I don't have a spoon. Use your hand. Use my hand. It's boiling hot. Put a glove over it. I don't have a glove. On and on it goes. So what I'm suggesting, ladies and gentlemen, these are the three purposes to a business. The bigger the problem you solve, the more money you make. That's why executives make more money. That's why entrepreneurs make more money. That's why inventors who have business sense make more money because they solve a bigger problem. So go look for a big problem to solve. Get these homes sold, get buyer more affordable. How do you do that? It's all interest. Buy down the rate, offer cheaper mortgages. Go find a good lender who knows how to solve the buyer's problems and get them on your team. So these are the purposes of a business. Give you your life, solve a problem, and number three is add value. You've got to be adding value. It's not about making money. Money is not the goal. It should never be the goal. Money is the byproduct that tells you how well you're strengthening and servicing other people. If you're not making money, it's because the marketplace is talking to you, and they're going, "You don't add enough value for me to pay you." Okay. So this is what people are asking. What's in it for me? Why should I do business with you? And why should I give you my money? UMP. That will elevate, separate, differentiate, and distinguish you from all your competitors. The next marketing tool, man, I go on and on about this UMP, unique marketing position. I'm telling you right now, it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Here's how you do it. Coming up with a unique marketing position is going to possibly be very difficult. But here's the easy way to do it. The way to do it is find out what problems your customers are having and solve them. Well, how can you find that out? Well, do a survey. So if you're getting started in real estate, call everybody you know and ask them if you can send them a simple survey and send them a survey. If you need a survey, email us. We'll send you the survey. Survey is something simple. It goes, when you bought your last home, when you sold your last home, did you use a realtor? Did you have any problems with the realtor? What problems did you have? Were they on time to appointments? Did they speak and communicate clearly? Did they listen to you? Did they show you the homes you wanted? Did they get you good financing? Did they fix your house up first? Did you do an inspection? Did they price it to sell? Did they market it? And you list all these things. And then the sellers will, or the buyers, your customers, will tell you all the problems that they had. This is your unique marketing position. So your UMP is to answer the problems that they're having or going to have or did have. And that's how you get paid, solving the problem. So once you design your life, just go solve a bunch of problems. The more you solve, the more you make. Okay, there's a questionnaire. Oh, I put it in here. Here's some questions. Do you receive a real estate newsletter? Yes or no? Would you like to receive one if it were relevant to you? See, once again, we're asking the question, what's in it for me? If it were relevant, would you like to receive a newsletter? No, my inbox is full already. How many do you have in your inbox? Oh, about 13,000. You have 13,000 unopened emails? Yes. This is me talking about me because I actually do. There it is right there, 13,000. You think I need another email? No, 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 no. No, I need an email deletion app. That's what I really need. That would solve a huge problem. Do you know this person? No. Did he? Holy mackerel, what I pay for that? I would go to the bank and get a loan to pay for that. A super duper filter system. Holy mackerel, I'm your guy. What? And so if you ask them, would you would you like to receive it if it were relevant? And they go, yeah, because this relevant is a vague, ambiguous term, and they may not be sure what your definition of relevant is. So let's proceed with a clearer question. What would the newsletter need to contain in order for you to be interested in it? And then just start asking questions. What about property values? What about sold properties in your area? What about properties currently for sale? What about deed restrictions? What about new laws or pending legislation like short-term rentals, STRs, um, construction, remodels, add-ons? Does it have an HOA? Is the ACC really, are they, easy to do business with? Or is it architectural I'm sorry, ACC, it's Architectural Control Committee. You have these HOAs are gaining more power by the year, and the architectural control committees are clamping down on what people can and can't do with their homes. Can't cut trees, can't cut bushes, can't plant a certain thing. And so we need to know all that. Would you want to know if your HOA rules change? Would you want to know about pending legislation affecting your neighborhood? What about financial news? What about what the markets are doing? Stock markets, bond markets, treasury markets, all the financial markets. Would you want to know all that? Would you want real estate investment news? Would you prefer paper or email? So just ask them all these questions and then give them what they want. And then once you figure out, sorry, I'm struggling with these. It happens every week. And then ask them this: did you use the services of a real estate agent to buy your current home? Did the real estate agent follow up with you? Did they stay in communication? Do you mind if I do? Was the agent knowledgeable and experienced? What could they have done better? What problems, if any, did you have? Would you use the agent again? What are you looking for in an agent? So you build all this data, you get all these answers, and now you create unique marketing position. My name is so and so, Joe the Ragman. Here's what I do. Here's why you should hire me. And you say it. It's not about the house. It's never been about the house. Residential real estate has nothing to do with houses. So all these agents are focused on the house. Forget about it. It's not the house. If it was the house, there'd only be one floor plan. It's not the house. You got to find out what they're looking for. You understand this, right? Okay, good. I thought you were going to say yes. Okay. Anyone who's ever listed or sold a house knows these questions. So all your customers, family members, people in your database, they have answers to these questions. They don't have to think about this. So gather all those, create unique marketing position. Here are some I used. Um, One, I was sitting across the table from this character. The market was kind of soft. I was working with sellers. I quit working buyers after about my fourth or fifth month in the business. Because as a business person, if you look at your time, energy, and money, your resources, you have to be good stewards of them and spend them wisely. You're better off representing sellers than you are putting buyers in your car and dragging them around waiting for them to say, stop, I'll take this one. And you can prove it mathematically. Just assign yourself a dollar value. So write down this: I am worth blank per hour. See how many hours you work with a buyer, and then compare, and then multiply it times your hourly rate. Okay, I'll do that again. Write down this: I am worth blank per hour. Write it down. And then go track your time. If you find yourself saying, I don't have time, then you go track your time. If you don't have money, you got to go track your money. It's leaking somewhere. Remember, it's not how much you make, it's how much you spend. That's on money. It's not how much you make. It makes no difference how much money you make, it's how you spend. That's just how wealth is created. It's not on the earn side, it's on the spend side. Same with time. That's how you spend it. And so if you find yourself running late and not and saying to yourself and others, I don't have time, and it's true and you mean it, if you're just getting rid of people, you're going, hey, you want to buy some donkey food? I don't have time. Who needs donkey food? Somebody who owns some donkeys. But I don't. So no. If I just get rid of them, I don't have time. Okay. Seems to work, so I keep saying it. But truly you don't have time, then you got to go track your time hour by hour for at least 30 days and go back and look at it, and you'll see what you wasted your time doing. And if you're wasting your time, then stop wasting time. Your calendar should be filled with what we call income producing activities. If it doesn't make you money, don't do it. If it doesn't make you money, if you need money and it doesn't make you money, don't do it. Only do things that make you money. Okay, so the market is soft. Homes aren't selling. I tell the owner what their home is worth. It's dropped by 20%. For some reason, he gets wadded up at me. He goes, you don't care about me. All you want's a commission. And so what I said to him was this: I don't want a commission. I want your little black book. I want to be your realtor for life, and I want you to refer everyone you know to me. I want to have the opportunity to earn that. And I know in order to get what I want, I need to give you what you want. Do you mind telling me what you want from this transaction? He goes, yeah, I want it listed at, and he gives me the number. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but it's 20% over market. So now we have a conversation about pricing. Here's another one. I was at this cocktail party, and as usually happens, people walk around and visiting with each other, and they go, what do you do? So this just came out of my mouth one night. I'm a professional negotiator and contract writer specializing in the area of real estate. What that means is if you're selling property, I'll get you the most money with the fewest concessions. But if you're buying, I'll make sure you pay the least and get the most concessions from the seller. Which one of those do you want to do? That worked fairly well. I was at another party with a bunch of financial advisors, and that one guy says, "What do you do?" I'm in real estate. Oh, like you're a lowly realtor, right? Like, oh, it's condescending. You know what I'm talking about, wanker. Anyway, I go, the best thing about real estate is that insider trading is legal. The best thing about real estate is that insider trading is legal. What that means is we see the best deals first, and we have relationships with lenders who want to finance investment properties, and we have contractors and stagers who can get properties in great shape so they sell for top dollar. So I can ask you a couple of questions. Have you considered diversifying your portfolio? And would you like me to represent you and show you some examples of what I mean? So what I'm doing here is first of all, it's an NLP technique called a pattern interrupt. So you interrupt their pattern and their automatic pilot thinking. And then once you do that, which is step one of the marketing model, interrupt. Then you have a UMP. If those work, great. If they don't, no problem. My strength was for sale by owners. So I would go to the for sale by owner and say, are you cooperating with brokers? No. If I had a qualified buyer, won't you make a reasonable offer? Would you be willing to cooperate? What? Right. I want to see it myself. In order to know, well, just bring your buyer by. Well, I don't do that actually because I haven't seen it myself. I don't show homes I haven't seen because I don't want to waste my buyer's time. Would you mind if I see it? So I go in and I give them this brochure. I tell them, here's my brochure. I'll tell you how to 99 ways to sell your home in 30 days or less for top dollar. I'm the only broker in the state that will help you sell your home without a broker. That's a unique marketing position. Who says that? One person. You're looking at them. I'm the only broker in the state that will help you sell your home without a broker. Now, why would I do that? Because they're hard to sell. They don't sell themselves. It's like a car won't wash itself. The house won't sell itself. It's not going to happen. It takes a well-executed plan, an organized, orchestrated effort with a lot of moving parts. Everybody knows that except the FISBO. So what do we need to do? We need to educate them. Like, you can't fault them. They want to save a few bucks. I don't blame them. I would too. They just don't know a good realtor. Well, until now. So we just teach them. We educate them. I'm the only broker. Look, here it is. 99 ways. Sell your home. 30 days or less. Top market value. It'll work. I've done it. Sold hundreds of them. You mind if I stay in touch? No. Okay. I have to go. I got an appointment. Thanks. And you leave before they want you to. And just follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay. So to recap, you're the unique or you're the same. There's no difference. If you're the same, you're a commodity, like gasoline. As you know, gasoline's a commodity. What happens when the supply gets tight? Price goes up. What happens when there's plenty of it? Price goes down. You're blown about by the winds of the economy if you have a commodity. So to keep from being seen as a commodity, you need to be seen as something unique, which means you need to have a unique marketing position. A sentence, phrase, or paragraph that positions you in their mind as the obvious choice. How do you know if it fails? They ask you what your commission is. If you ever get asked at the closing table, I got ahead of myself, at the listing table, in their kitchen, in their breakfast room, as you're giving your listing presentation, if they turn to you and go, that sounds fine, but is your commission negotiable? Your marketing has failed. Because if your marketing is good and you articulate it clearly, they will not ask you to reduce your fee. They'll ask you where they can sign and hire you. Okay. So this is called step one, outside perception. The outside perception is reality. It makes no difference what the company does or makes, how other product or service is made or sold, or how big a problem the company solves, or how much value it adds. Because if the marketing is weak and the public perception of the company is negative, then it will likely fail. There are two reasons for this. Most people don't want to be sold something. They want to be educated so they can choose. So what business are we in? Education. Most people don't want to do business with a company that doesn't have a conscience. It's one of those two. You go on about BP, British Petroleum, and the Gulf, and Exxon Valdez. Everybody remembers how the oil companies spilled a bunch of oil, and they go on about Tesla and Zuckerberg and Google and all these characters and Twitter, and about companies that have this perception, and some perception is positive and some of the perceptions on these companies is negative. It's all in the eye of our mind of the viewer or beholder. Okay. So you have this perception. It doesn't matter what you do, it's how you're perceived. And marketing creates the perception. So that's it. What makes you different? What makes you unique? You can't say service. It's an old, tired, worn out phrase that has no meaning. So that's it. You start with outside perception. Does the marketing do what it's supposed to do? So you have to have this. And then you have to have inside systems. So if once the outside perception has been created via a comprehensive, well-designed, executed marketing plan, then the process of delivering what was promised in marketing begins. This is what I refer to as the inside systems. They need to match. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Either the process of going into, through, and out of the store or your site or you is so laborious, painful, and time consuming and annoying, customers simply leave and don't return. So if you have videos on your homepage that load too slowly, then you got to get them off of there. If your video doesn't navigate, if your site doesn't navigate well, it's not clear and crisp and clean, then you got to change it. If you don't answer your phone because you're too busy. So that's one thing. Or your people, your product or service, your systems, and your process provide an experience that totally exceeds their expectations and creates wow. We've got to focus on creating wow. When they walk in the home, if you're insistent on losing money and working with buyers, go ahead. But when you walk into the home and they go, wow, start writing. Don't show any more houses. You're in it. So it's to create wow. How does your business create wow? So when this occurs, two more things happen. First, the customer thinks to themselves, I'm glad I hired you. I'm glad I'm standing here. I'm glad I see this house. I'm glad I listed with you. I'm glad you represented me. I'm glad I got my loan from you. I'm glad you did my inspection. I'm glad you're my contractor. Whatever it is, you've delivered on what the marketing promised. The first thing, they get happy. They go, good, I'm glad I made the right decision. Because this is a fear most people have. What if I sign a contract or I spend my money and I hired someone who was less than truthful with me? I don't get it because the money doesn't come back. And then the second thing that happens, I'm coming back and I'm telling everyone I know about you or this place. So now the consumer has completed the steps. You build this outside perception with all your marketing. So you have the unique marketing position, direct response, all the marketing tools. You have a site, you have phones, you have fast response, you have FAQs, you answer the questions, you educate the customer. And I'll have this great outside perception, and it attracts them. And then you have these great inside systems. You have great staff, you have great personnel, you have really good systems. You know how to hire the right people. You get the right people to do the right thing at the right time. You delivered on what was marketed. You gave them what was promised. Now your outside perception and your inside systems match. That's what creates wow. And when you create wow, what happens is the first decision that they make is in the marketing. I'm going to do business with you. And then they take action. They hire you by signing the agreement or they make a purchase. Step 3 is then they have an experience with you. And the next decision they make is, I'm glad I hired you. I'm glad I purchased from you. Then I should show you this. This is bloody ridiculous. I'll show you the perfect example right here. You see this thing all over my floor? See this? That's my Peloton. This thing right here. You know what that is? I bought a dip bar. I was talking to a friend of mine, Forelli, Vince Forelli, great guy. Let me make sure I have this lined up right. Oh yeah, great guy. We're talking about exercising and diet and getting healthier and hitting the golf ball longer. Guy hits at the country mile, I'm telling you. We're talking about a dip bar. He's got a dip bar. You know, dip bar. It's not a bar for dips. It's a bar for dips. You know what I mean? Anyway, you work out. So I got this dip bar, right? All these pieces are here. Guess what they forgot to send me? The bolts. I can't put the thing together. I can't assemble it. It's all over the floor. You know how many emails I've sent these characters? I've sent 6 emails a day for a week. Nothing. I went, heck with it. I'll just go down to Home Depot and buy those metric bolts myself. So I take this. This is the brochure that came with it. Don't buy this. I go down. I go, okay, how hard could this be? There they are. I need 16 of these. I need 4 of these. I need 2 of these. How hard could it be? Hell, I'll go do it myself. What's so hard? Now I need a gun and a fork. They don't have them. I go, well, Lowe's will have them. No Home Depot, no Lowe's, no metric screws and bolts and knobs. So here it sits. So good marketing, inside systems, no. Perfect example. So I'm not. So if you if your company's like that, fix it. But then they go, I'm glad I hired you, and then they make another decision. I'll hire you again. I'm referring everyone I know to you. And then they take action, which is the fifth step, and they start sending you referrals, which is the lifeblood of an organization. So the wealth of a company is in the people already doing business there, the customers. So a lot of companies spend all this time and all this money getting new customers. And now they talk about the cost of acquisition. It's a new phrase and all this haranguing about just take care of the ones you already have. Just ask them for referrals. Wow them and ask them if they know anyone else you can help. It's fairly simple. It just needs to be done right. So now your inside systems match your outside perception. Now you systemize the thing. Systems are the grease of organizations. Well, if you have a failure inside, chances are good it's not the people. 94% of the failures in business are systems failures, according to Deming. If you haven't read Deming, read Deming. W. Edwards Deming. Out of the Crisis or the Deming Management Method. Get a book, go read Deming. Read The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Systems, systems, systems. The people don't run the business. The people run the systems. The systems run the business. So now when you have a problem, you don't attack the people. Leave them alone. Most of them try to do the best. They're doing the best they can with the training and the tools that you provided for them. So if they blow it or they fumble or bumble or stumble, don't go bang away on them. Just go walk through the process from beginning to end, figure out where the system failed, and work together to fix it, and empower them. Just tell them you made another mistake. That's really good. Let's learn from this. Just don't make it again. You're going to make a few hundred more before you figure out this job. So make them quickly, own them, fix them, and let's keep moving forward. You good with that? Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. So no punishment? No, no, no. Glad you're here. Keep messing up. You're doing great. Screw something up quickly, but fix it quickly. I know it sounds weird, but that's the way it works. So they match, okay? And the only way you're going to make a transition from sole proprietor to business owner is if you replace yourself with systems. Systems are the grease of organization. I don't want the organization revolving around me. I've got a marketing firm that wants me to be the face of the organization. I'm like, no, it's not the Wayne Morgan show. You know how many people it takes just to put this thing on and then to go edit it and create a video and answer the phones and do, it's amazing how complex even a small little company can be. But they can be. And no one succeeds alone. So you've got to have good, committed people who are willing, and you've got to have good systems, and you got to give them tools and equipment, and you've got to encourage them to make mistakes and fix them quickly. So the hardest part of all this is writing the systems, because when I tell you to write a system, you go, okay, see, you got to understand You have to understand it. You just have to make a decision. Do you want to be in the real estate business or own a real estate business? Do you want to list real estate or own the business that lists real estate? Do you want to invest in real estate or own an investment firm? Do you want to develop property or own a property development company? It's all about building a business. And if you want to try to do it alone, it's all these thoughts. That's the things that keep us in struggle. This is why I went into it last week. You have a thought, it drives the behavior, it gets a result. If the thoughts are, if it is to be, it's up to me. If you want it done the right way, you do it yourself. My coaches want to hear from all that nonsense, blah, 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 all the psychobabble about you and your self-importance. No, your job is to create systems that deliver wow. And then put people in the right chairs that create the wow. Get the right people on the bus to in the right seats and get the wrong characters off that bus. Yeah? Okay. That's the purpose. That's the job. Create systems that create wow. And then go to the next level. Go build another income stream. Then get that done. Then go build another income stream. And then go get that done. And you're going to have the psychobabble, though. You start writing these systems, you're going to go, Jesus Christ, I could have done it 10 times myself by now. That's true. You could have done it 10 times yourself. By the time you write the system, you could have done it yourself. But if you take the attitude, you will always have that job. If you don't want that job, you've got to replace yourself with systems. Give someone else that job that will like that job. So when you start writing systems, pick the jobs you hate first. Get them off your plate. Okay, hope that helps. So remember, the people run the systems when the systems run the business. So what do people say this? I can't find good help. If you want it done the right way, do it yourself. If it is to be, it's up to me. Nobody does it better. It's like Carly Simon over there. What are they really saying? I don't know how to get the right people to do the right thing at the right time. All right. So your jobs as business owner, write the systems, hire the right people for the right job. We have a system for that. We hire the perfect person for the perfect job every time, and every time. When I say every, I mean every time. No exceptions. In 45 minutes or less with no resume or interview. We have a system for it. Train the people to run the system, provide all the necessary tools, equipment, computer, software, or whatever it is. Then leave the people alone and look to the system for corrections when problems occur. Okay. So the business owner, now you make this mental transition from sole proprietor to business owner. Now, business owner knows they're better off on a team. Most of them don't want to be by themselves. So then this thought leads to an action called put the right team together. And this action leads to result. You have less work, less stress, less worry, more customers, more money, more free time. So the outside perception, inside systems match, they're in sync. You wow the customer. They return over and over, becoming clients for life. They'll tell everyone they know about you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you build a business. Any questions? Any questions? That's how you use a license. To get your license is easy. The Real Estate Commission has these courses. They're very tightly regulated. If you fill in all the blanks and check all the boxes, they'll approve your course. What does that mean? It means every course is the same. So the pre-licensing courses, the get started packets, they're all pretty much identical. Your license guarantees you nothing. It's a tool. You got to learn how to use it. So this session was brought to you by our favorite sponsor, the Real Estate Business School, where you get your license and learn to use it. This is the learn to use it part. That's how you use it. So I'll end the way I started. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time. I'll see you next Wednesday. This has been Wednesdays with Wayne. Now go mind your own business. Thank you. See you later. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for showing up. Have a great week.